We are on trail in the Sipsey wilderness. It's been raining a bunch. River's up pretty high right now, and we're just heading in. And all the camping is dispersed here, so we probably have about an hour and 20 minutes of daylight left. And we're gonna go find us a nice little spot to set up for the night and try to get some dinner going. Everything's soaking wet, so most likely no fire tonight, and that's fine. Been on the road all day. We'll be out here for about 4 days, and gonna be doing a lot of exploring and just enjoying this area in the summertime. I think the weather's supposed to be something in the upper 80s, 90s during the daytime, later in the week, and then 68, 66 a couple of nights. So nothing too terrible, but super damp. It's definitely a summer loadout.
I have mine on my.
Yeah, I can see the red.
Do I need all this?
No, not really.
Keep these guys. What? Raw crop.
This leaf is huge.
This one will get it.
We just came to good lessons with Miss Heidi. Miss Heidi knows. What Miss Heidi knows?
So we had to pack up camp. It's pouring down rain. The forecast says it's going to clear out in an hour or so, but currently the creek is so dang high, we're not able to cross over to, I believe, what's 209 to get to the other sections of the trail system. So we're going to go back to the truck, which is parked at the trailhead site 15, go back to the west, I think, to the Randolph trailhead and try to intersect there back at 209 and push up into Sipsey there. But things are starting to look a little flooded at this point, so we'll see how it goes. Needless to say, we've only got maybe a mile back to the truck to get resituated, but we'll see. I'm gonna try to flip this around and show you what the trail crossing actually looks like, because it's pretty sketchy. There's a ladder at the other side and it's pretty much submerged. Let's see if I can get this around for y'all. All right, down there, right there in the center, you can see that little bit of a ladder, and then somehow you're supposed to shimmy down this junk. Problem, can't tell how deep this is. Yeah, if it was a critical situation, take your pack off, swim across. I get it, but uh, it could be 6 feet, it could be 8 feet. No idea how deep this is, and it definitely has a small current moving with it. So we're gonna play it safe and try to regroup and push back in from that other side and see what happens. But it's been intermittent rain all morning. We had a couple good downpours and good, proper thunderstorms. But we'll see what happens here in a bit. We're almost packed up, gonna hit the trail, get back to the truck, and head that way shortly.
Candy corn Texas Savannah.
All right, so we went to the Randolph Trailhead and left the truck there, and we're back over here trying to make some progress. I think we're on the 200 and 201 tangent, but we're going to kind of go this clockwise direction and see if we can get a little further in and not have to be worried about all these creek crossings. But we'll move it a little bit further down this trail, and I'll check back in. So we're moving further down the 201 tangent here, and there's been a lot of blowdowns and storm damage from what it looks like. So the trail's been a little fun, a little bit of an obstacle course, but nothing crazy. It's definitely super saturated and wet and splashy, but we're probably 1.5 miles in now, and it's pretty nice and quiet. Kind of in the clouds and fog at the moment. It's hard to tell on camera, but temperature's nice. Feels like low 70s. Rain is starting to stop and slow up a bit, so less precip. But nice day so far. Getting a little hungry, so it's around noon, I think. But we'll stop and get lunch here in a little bit, and probably push a little more into the wilderness here and try to find a good spot to set up camp for the night. But so far so good from the Randolph Trailhead. All right, we're at the 209 intersection from the 201. So 206 going that way, 209, it's gonna take us down here to the creek, and then we can traverse back to the fork and try to find a campsite for the night. But I think we're gonna get water down here at the creek and try to set up for lunch before we push to a campsite. So that's the plan for now. So this is a crazy section. We've got some kind of drop off up here, flowing next to a small creek. Wow. All right, simple lunch. Got some light tuna. Didn't bother putting those in tortillas or anything this time. Got also these little chicken sticks, man. These things are great. It's kind of like jerky, but it's chicken instead of beef. Something else I do is I tend to have a Ziploc gallon size for each day, and I put all my food in there for the day, and that way I know this is exactly what I should or should not exceed for the day. And if I have something left over, you know, that's great, because I'll have it for later in the trip and I can double up on carbs or whatever. But this thing here, highly recommend. It's mango jerky by Soli. It's a whole mango per stick, and it's really, really good. No extra sweetener or anything in there, so it's basically having fresh fruit on the trail. Highly recommended. And then rest of this is going to be for tonight. I think it's chicken and rice, just basic Mountain House, but I repack it into a Ziploc like this, so it's just, this is a freezer bag too, so it's a lot less trash to deal with. Which leads me to, this guy's a smelly proof bag. You can get on like Amazon, but all garbage goes in here, and it seals up just to create more of a, you know, contain all the crazy food smells. When you're trying to throw it up in a tree, it doesn't advertise free food for bears and raccoons and whatever else is out there. But yeah, that's lunch in a nutshell. So we got a little sketchy water crossing here. You can see the trail goes across the creek and then down this side of that cliff. Shouldn't be too crazy. We'll see. So there's something very wrong about this situation.
None shall pass. What? None shall pass.
Because the trail is over there, and we're stuck over here, and there's a massive flowing river of rainwater between us and the other side. So once again, we're boxed in on this side of the river, even this far down, and I don't know that we can go any other direction to get further into the wilderness. So we got to come up with a game plan. We may have to backtrack. We may try to find somewhere down here along this side of the creek and set up camp for the night, but we shall see. To be continued. Okay, so the decision is we're going to climb out of this ravine and head back up to the top of the ridge, back up 201, and try to make our way over to the cemetery area and find a campsite over there, because there's no way we're going to be able to get across this river. So that's our best option right now. And it is a solid 5 miles, I believe, to that cemetery area, since we're about four down. Well, we're almost back to the trailhead. It's a real shame. This place is super pretty. The weather's been pretty decent, minus the rain. Temperatures have been great. But all the trails on the other side of the creek, which is where a lot of the dispersed camping is, are just inaccessible. So don't really have much of a choice. You know, it's just a bunch of little tangents you can go down. They all end up at that river, no matter which way you go. So we will have to try Sipsey another time. This place is great. It's pretty. Lots of mushrooms and fungi, big trees, crazy plants, strange trails, but it's a wilderness. All right, so we're gonna give this a second shot. We're not bailing. We're gonna try to go down here, down 202, to this cemetery area and hope there's some dispersed camping somewhere nearby that, because it's like after 4 in the day and we don't want to try to go back into town and have to do anything to get us to a hotel or something stupid. So we're going to try to go camp down here and make the most of it and still enjoy this area, but check back in once we find somewhere to set up. Big blowdown, huge tree. Well, the trail's kind of a mess. Got to the cemetery and everything is heavily wooded, heavily overgrown, no flat spots, no dispersed camping previously established. So I'm not sure what we're gonna end up doing. This may have been a bust also, but we're gonna keep looking a little bit. They're running low on water too, so I'm not sure if that's going to influence our decision to stay or not. And we are up on a ridge, not close to any water, so that's not going to help. All right, let's see what this turns into. Classic U-Haul. Homeboy's got so much gear.
There you go.
It's amazing.
Full blast. I can't believe you brought that big.
So we couldn't find any camping for the night. We're on trail eating dinner, and we're gonna head back to the truck and get a room for the night. Probably end up at Chiaha tomorrow, do some day hiking, camping or something. But that's it, all good. Finished dinner, back on trail. We're about a mile from the truck. So I think today was supposed to be 5 miles. And somehow, I think by the time we get there, it's gonna be 12. So we're all pretty beat up and tired. Feels like we've just been wandering around trying to make some progress and make something out of this. But it's been nice. You know, had a good time out here hiking, exploring this area. But I gotta say, don't come do this in June, because it is flooded and inaccessible. That being said, I'd do it again in the winter, maybe a little snow on the ground, but I want to make sure you can cross these creeks. They definitely need some bridges or some alternate routes. Anyway, signing off. See you on the next one. Cheers.